Located a few kilometers from Kumba, Kwakwa, a peasant settlement, came into the spotlight on January 18, 2018, when soldiers killed at least 7 civilians and burned down hundreds of houses. Kwakwa became the first village to experience the bloody sides of the Anglophone crisis and would certainly not be the last, as soldiers launched a crackdown on sprouting armed separatist groups. The world was yet to recover from the Kwakwa massacre when another mass killing was recorded. On Friday, May 25th, at least 27 people were executed in what became known as the Menka Pinin massacre. The then Minister of Communication, Issa Chiruma Bakary, said the act was committed by secessionists, adding that the military has remained professional in the discharge of its duties. In November 2018, the government was accused of using chemical-like substances to kill separatist fighters and civilians in Balinyonga, provoking an outrage. The government again denied the claims.
I think government have started telling us the truth. It may not be entirely the picture we expected to see, because this far we don't know the identity of those who died, the identity of the children, of the women, of their families. Given that the corpses were hurriedly buried, we are not sure that the figures government has given is the exact figure. We remember that in previous cases when government troops kill those they call terrorists, secessionist terrorists, they always present, sometimes the pictures go on social media, or at least the weapons that are recovered are presented. But in this case, we did not see the weapons being presented. We did not see them present those things at the time when they said it was a collateral damage. And to even think that this area is believed to be a crossroad, a regrouping point for secessionists, how come just 5 elements of the security forces were sent to dislodge an armory base where they keep where the secessionists keep their fuel and weapons? How come just 5 soldiers went there? So there's a lot that government has not said, but I think that this is a step in the right direction.
And still in Balinyonga, northwest region of Cameroon, at least 5 persons of the same family were killed by men in uniform who stormed the Nsang neighborhood in search of Ambazonian fighters. According to reports, 4 of the family members had taken a ladder to rescue one of the heirs who had been shot dead, but were all killed in the process. Similar burnings and killings have been recorded in Ikona, Moyoka, Balangi in the southwest region, Kumbo in the northwest region, just to name this. In October 2018, a U.S. missionary, Charles Wesco, was killed in Bamenda in what the family described as a targeted killing. The military again denied responsibility of the act. In May 2019, a 4-month-old baby known as Mata was murdered in cold blood in Moyoka, with accusing fingers pointing at the armed forces, an act the government denied.
Government should not always communicate as though they are quenching fire, as though they want to put out flames, ravaging flames, but rather they should communicate as a way of being accountable to the masses, of being accountable to the public, of making the people have the feeling that the government is there for them, and the government represents them, and the government works in their interest. We cannot have a communication system that only comes to defend government, even when the facts are so glaring that government is at fault. I think that after this, we should expect inquiries into the Pinin massacre, the incidents in Bali, the incidents in Mankon. I remember last year, on the 15th of May in 2019, when soldiers are believed to have burned about 70 houses in Mankon, in Matam, in Alato, in Mankon. I think that there's a lot that needs to be done. Government has to go beyond. And the policy of the scorched earth policy of burning houses during attacks, I think it's not an isolated case. We saw how it was done in Gabo, and government says that it was done to cover up.
Government acknowledgement that military killed civilians in Garbu has now provoked a demand of a similar investigations into heinous crimes government previously refuted.